coaster, now we might go down. How about mayonnaise?
Oh, mayonnaise. Welcome back to another episode of Overrated or Underrated. I'm a little bit nervous about the topics today with Creative Fabien, but let's get into it.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. So today, Matthew, we're gonna go random. No, not too geeky, but a lot of random stuff as we love to do from time to time.
Okay.
So let's jump into it. First one, Zinfandel Wines.
Zinfandel Wines from California. I am going to say underrated. A lot of people think they're just jammy and just not very complex. When you get wines made from old vines that are done really well, I think they can resemble wines from the Southern Rhone, from like Chateauneuf de Pape-esque. I think some of the most memorable ones I've ever had is Sagasia's Home Ranch. I also had this beautiful one from Ghost Block, another famous producer in Napa. A Raffinelli, an old vine zin. Some of the zins are absolutely extraordinary wines. I love them when they're done well. Underrated.
Next one, Sunnyside Eggs.
Sunnyside Up, are you talking about?
Eggs.
Just eggs in general.
Yeah, like Sunnyside cooked eggs.
Oh, Sunnyside Up. Oh, completely underrated. That's how I cook my eggs. I love it. It's so simple, easy. I just put butter in a pan, Sunnyside Up, crack open the egg, let it fry so the yolk is still a little bit raw. Mix them all up, salt, pepper. I am good to go. Underrated.
Now this one, you might love it or you might hate it, who knows. How about Wineking YouTube channel?
Wineking YouTube channel, I am going to say underrated, and here is why. Number one, I always thought there was a space for a YouTube channel to blow up. That's why I was hoping that would be me. So when they blew up, I was like, gosh, darn it, that was supposed to be me. Guys are super friendly. I love Peter on the channel. I think he's so hilarious.
It's $15.5.
Should be ashamed of yourselves. Jesus Christ.
And I've noticed by them rising the tide for wine channels, other wine content is searched for as well, like me and Constantine Baum, another master of wine channel. So I'm going to say underrated. I like it. I think it's funny, raw. It shows that you can have really popular content without it being super polished, super well shot, or edited well. Underrated. Good job, Jay from Wine King.
How about Tokaj Wines?
Tokaj Wines, completely underrated. Look, I don't have a permanent house in Europe, but if I did, I would stock up on the wines of Tokaj because they are so inexpensive for the quality. They last for decades. They're so delicious. I've never, ever seen anybody that tried a sweet Tokaj for the first time that wasn't impressed. Even people that say, "Oh, I only like dry wines." Once they taste the sweet Tokaj, their eyes are like, "Bing, bing, 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 bing." Underrated. I love Tokaj.
Now we go to a person, Gary V.
Gary Vaynerchuk, completely underrated. He was the impetus for me wanting to start a YouTube channel.
Hello everybody and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk.
His book, Crush It, completely changed my life. I love him. Even if his message is repetitive, it's a message that people have to hear. I love when he just constantly talks about knowing yourself. That is the most important thing.
I'd much rather be smiling in my fucking leased Honda, because crying in your Ferrari doesn't mean a tear once in a while. It means you are unhappy. You are insecure. You're buying Ferraris to show people that you made it. You're trying to impress people you don't even like.
And he talks about all the time how stuff like this, it's difficult. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be hard. You got to put in the work. Completely underrated. I think he's awesome, and I'm gonna love it when he actually buys the New York Jets because they've been sucking for the last couple of years.
So now we went a bit up in the roller coaster, now we might go down. How about mayonnaise?
Oh, mayonnaise, overrated. I hate it. I know a lot of people say, you have to have some higher quality or homemade stuff, which I had before. I just don't like the flavor, and it's funny because I like eggs. I just don't like the flavor of mayonnaise. I grew up, probably my association with it is Miracle Whip, the cheap mayonnaise brand that's in the US. It just overrated. I don't like it. Like ketchup. I don't like it.
How about water sommeliers?
Water sommeliers, I'm going to say overrated. There's definitely, I've been to a restaurant before where you had wines from all over the world, water from all over the world, and there are distinct differences, but I don't know. To me, paying a ton of money for water, it's just not something I value. I'm going to say overrated.
Now we have 3 more to go. Next one is MMA fights.
MMA fighting, you know what? I'm not a fighter. I'd probably get my butt kicked by a lot of people. I've never really got into it. I've only gotten in, I think, about 1.5 fights in my life. I'm gonna have to say that overrated. For me, I understand the respect. I have friends that fight. It's just something that I've never gotten into. So for me, overrated. I like other sports a little bit more.
Next one is something that you love to talk about. Wine and food pairing recommendations in restaurants.
Wine and food pairing completely overrated in my opinion. I'm sorry, there's a lot of great sommeliers out there. When I go to a restaurant, especially a fine dining restaurant, I want to choose the wine from the list that I want to drink. I have the excitement of actually looking at the wine. I want to drink what I want to drink. I've had so many wine pairing menus, where the sommeliers paired the wines with food, which absolutely were terrible, didn't go well. And a lot of times, these wines aren't the best wines on the list. Sometimes there's stuff they need to clear out, or they're more mid-tier priced wines. I have discovered some exciting wines off wine tasting menus, but I've also really, more often than not, had bombed pairings. So I'm going to say overrated. I've only had one. I was at the Napa. I was at the Meadowwood Wine Writers Symposium in Napa Valley, and one evening the chefs and then a different sommelier paired a different wine with each dish, and that was one of the best food and wine pairings. But in general, overrated.
And now we go to the last one. It's about a wine. How about Mateus Rosé from Portugal?
Mattheus, it's so funny. Mattheus is one of the most famous rosé brands of all time. So when I grew up, I had never drank Mateus Rosé. The first time I actually had it was a few years ago when we were in the Douro. I think we were in the Sandman Lodge, which is owned by Sogrape, the big company. And they were serving us all these nice ports, all these nice still wines. And they were teasing me about never tasting a Mateus Rosé. So they brought it out with a little screw cap, showed it to me nicely, poured it, I tasted it for the first time. Look, for that price, they're successful for a reason. But I'm going to say, for me, overrated. I'm not going to drink it. I'm not going to buy it.
Thank you. That was it for today, Matthew. Hope you liked it.
Oh, that was an awesome episode. Those were some things that I really liked. Thanks a lot. Guys, if you like...
Thanks a lot, Matthew.
Yeah, thank you. If you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, click the bell so you know when new videos are coming out. If you like this overrated, underrated series, I'd like to hear, drop it in the comments below. And if you're thinking about what to watch next, why don't you check out a previous episode right there. Cheers.